Hey, serious question though. Almonds or cashews?
Me? I'm a cashew guy. But I like them both. Both are good. I think it says something about I think it says something about my expensive taste, you know? Because cashews are the most expensive nut.
Are they, though?
I think that's true.
I think real nuts are more expensive, but hey, you know.
Well.
All right. Welcome to the Couch Football Podcast, Between the Cushions, episode 10, with your hosts Luke and Ryan.
Hello.
We are also joined by Caleb remotely.
What up?
Divisional 1-0. Went okay. Successful divisional week, Ryan?
I mean, we called all the games, but...
We did. We went... me, Ryan, and Robers went 4-0 in our predictions. We even saw the I guess you can call it an upset. Buccaneers over Saints. We called that. Yeah, it was an interesting week. Fun stuff. We will jump into a recap on that, but first we'll check in on the news team.
News team, assemble!
So, call back to the last time Caleb was on this episode. I asked how many fans do we think would be at the Super Bowl. 22,000 fans will be allowed to enter for the Super Bowl.
Oh, is that what he said?
No, Caleb said no fans.
No, I'm pretty sure I said 42,000. I remember.
22,000.
Oh, well.
You are wrong even after finding out the number.
Well, okay. Well, moving on.
All right, Steelers signed quarterback Dwayne Haskins, obviously released by the Washington football team. Obviously, first-round selection out of Ohio State. You guys have anything you want to throw into this one?
No, not really. Footballers probably had him as the mediocre signing of the week.
Caleb?
I mean, I think it's a free first-round pick. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's what this is. I mean, the contract, I don't know if the contract is out yet, but if it was like $2 million, can't hurt. It's a low-risk signing. And obviously he has potential. That's why he was signed. That's why he was drafted in the first round, so.
I will say he didn't get much of a fair shot at the Washington football team. He got to start a fair amount of games, but a couple head coaches, a couple different systems, so.
I agree. Okay, moving on. We've got some Bears news. Caleb, did you hear about the fact that the Bears interviewed Mike Singletary for the defensive coordinator position?
I did not. I knew that would be probably coming. I didn't know if the Bears would interview him, but I knew he'd get some interviews.
And today they promoted safeties coach Sean Densai to be their new defensive coordinator, so it was all for naught.
Actually, it was all for the Rooney Rule.
Yeah. They did interview Singletary, though, which I thought that would have been cool, but oh well. That's the Bears news of the week. So let's take a look at the divisional recap. The Packers beat the Rams 32-18. By the way, if you guys have anything you want to interject into this, I will pause for 3 seconds in between announcing the final scores of the game. That's your time to jump in.
Pause for a second.
Packers beat the Rams 32-18.
Oop, I won money on that game.
All right. Bills beat the Ravens 17-3.
I lost money on that game.
And the Chiefs beat the Browns 22-17.
I lost a lot of money on that game.
And on this game, I actually want to throw in our backup shout-out, which goes to Mr. Chad Haney. Third and long, he rushed for 13 yards, and he converted. Well, after that, he converted a very gutsy 4th and inches call. Everyone, including Tony Romo, did not think they were going to snap the ball. They thought they were going to try to get him to jump. And instead, they call sprint option. Toss it to Tyreek Hill. 4th and inches. Gutsy call. Right, guys?
Yeah, I mean, I like the call. I think you just win the game, you know? You don't give them a chance. Just win the game.
It was a risky call. This backup shout-out could have also gone to Jameis Winston for the trick play touchdown he threw against the Buccaneers. But they did not win the game, so he doesn't get that. Okay, and Buccaneers beat the Saints 30-20. So Championship Sunday is coming up. Obviously, it's gonna be Buccaneers versus Saints. It's gonna be Packers versus, or wait, Packers. It's gonna be Buccaneers versus Packers. It's gonna be Chiefs versus Browns.
How you like that? The Saints make it even when they lose.
Yeah.
Give them another shot.
Do you guys have anything you want to talk about regarding the divisional round? No, nothing. No. Recap?
I mean, I'll say, has Drew Brees actually come out and said he's retiring yet?
He is not
actually official.
And it's not official, but Phillip Rivers officially retired. I forgot to throw that into the news segment.
Yeah, I heard that. I was going to say, with Drew Brees, I think his final pass was an interception, was it not?
It was, but it was a tip drill. Jerry Cook's fault.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I was just like, man, that'd be a tough way to go out, but we'll see.
I think he's done.
I mean, it's hard because he's still good. Like, he's still a good quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, he broke 1 million ribs and punctured his lung on one hit.
And he doesn't really throw it down the field anymore.
That is also true. The Buccaneers held Michael Thomas to 0 receptions in that game.
Michael Thomas?
Yeah, he was terrible in that game. There was kind of a cool video of Tom Brady and Drew Brees after the game where Brady threw a touchdown to Brees' kid. That was kind of cool to watch. If you guys saw that.
I heard about it. I didn't see it.
All right. So then I guess we'll get into the championship Sunday matchups. We're going to start out with the Bills at the Chiefs. So Patrick Mahomes has officially cleared the concussion protocol as of today. We are recording this on Friday. He is still battling a toe injury, though, which kind of looked like turf toe from what I saw, but I don't think there's an official ruling on it. Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Le'Veon Bell are both questionable, which obviously if they don't play, that's gonna mess with their whole running game. Sammy Watkins is questionable, and Gabriel Davis for the Bills is the only Bill with a questionable designation, so that's kind of interesting. Ryan, we will go to you for anything you want to throw into this matchup.
Oh, anything? Okay. Well, to follow up with you, Bell didn't practice Thursday and Friday, so he's probably out. Edwards-Helaire, limited practice, and Watkins got in limited practice, so I would assume they would play. Same with Davis, he got into limited practice, so he'll probably play for the Bills. And then Diggs is apparently healthy, full practices, so they're good to go.
He's been healthy.
But yeah, all good things.
All right, Caleb, what's anything interesting to you for this matchup? Allen versus Mahomes.
Well, I think this is probably going to be one of the great young quarterback matchups. Coming up in the new NFL here. It's kind of interesting because we have an old one and a new one, They played each other back in week 6, and I think the Chiefs rushed for over 200 yards in that game. So I do think the injuries to Edwards-Helaire and Le'Veon Bell would be impactful if they do not play. So we'll have to keep an eye on their status.
Yeah, well, they have Darrell Williams, who's the backup if they don't play, so...
I heard a comparison this week that Mahomes and Allen people think they're going to be the next Brady and Manning in terms of that they're going to meet each other all the time in the playoffs matchup, which is kind of an interesting comparison.
Yeah, I can see it.
All right.
Speaking of Allen, though, when they played this past year, Allen played pretty bad, and we know the Bills' running game is not top tier, so if the Bills are going to win this game, Allen has to play good. That's just what it comes down to. Oh yeah, similar defenses. Bills have been rather impressive here in the postseason, and then the Chiefs have stepped it up a little bit too. So.
Okay. Anything else? Closing remarks to throw in before we get into the breakdown?
Yeah, I think that something actually kind of interesting with this game is that the Bills and the Chiefs are actually like good teams, and I don't mean that to be like, okay. Oh, of course they're good teams. They're in the AFC Championship, but I'm like, no, like quarterbacks aside, they're like pretty good, like pretty stacked rosters, really. So it's kind of, I mean, if you look at when we get into the next game, like I don't feel like Green Bay is a stacked roster necessarily, and I feel like the AFC teams are a stacked rosters this year.
What about defense?
Defensively, I mean, they're not bad is the thing. They're like middle of the pack. Chiefs are a little worse, but they're not bad, you know.
Okay. Sounds like you're making a little shot at the Titans from last year.
You know, Titans were honestly, they were a solid team last year. Like, they were just a solid team. They didn't have Tannehill wasn't quite enough to beat Mahomes, but they were just a solid team. And honestly, that's why I feel like the Bills could pull an upset here, because not only are they a solid team, but they have Josh Allen, who is a little greater than Tannehill.
Hey, you mentioned the Titans, so now we're going to talk about Corey Davis for the remainder of the podcast. Ryan, Corey Davis.
So, yeah, don't get me started on Davis. What a personification of talent.
Best receiver in the league. All right.
Hey, you guys are suddenly breaking up. I can't hear you.
Caleb, we're going to have to stop talking about Corey Davis. I mean, you'll go on for hours about it, so, you know.
Yeah.
We know you love him. Deep down.
All right. We will get into the team breakdown now. So we're going to go position by position, who is stronger at which. And Ryan, per your request, we are going to be rotating per who starts off each section now.
No, I want to go last.
So I am going to start off.
I want to go first.
No, I go first. I am going to start off with the quarterback position. And I actually have, this might be surprising. I'm expecting some resistance on this one. I am taking Josh Allen on this one. And it's not just because Mahomes is, you know, kind of banged up and battling a couple injuries. I think Allen will realistically finish number 2 in the MVP voting this year. He had a great year. 69.2 completion percentage, which is obviously the highest of his career. He is number 4 in the league. Mahomes is 66.3 completion percentage. I think he was 16th in the league on that one. Mahomes had 40 total touchdowns. Josh Allen had 46 because of 8 rushing touchdowns and 1 receiving touchdown. He seemed to do it all. And my final defense for this is, I know a lot of people say Stephon Diggs kind of was the reason he did it, but I don't think a lot of people realize Stephon Diggs only had 63 receptions last year. He had 127 this year, so he doubled his receptions this year. And I think Allen played a big part in that. So I take Josh Allen on that one. Ryan, we will go to you for this.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll take Allen as well. Not like we talked about this before the podcast or anything.
Disclosure, we did talk about this.
So yeah, for pretty much the same reasons. Although
we didn't talk about the reasons behind it, though.
Yeah, I think the injury to Mahomes, concussion and then the toe, was really going to hinder him being a mobile quarterback. And that, that's just another part of his game. So I think it's going to be Allen. If Mahomes was healthy, I would probably take Mahomes. Because Allen was a little inaccurate with the divisional game. There was a couple deep throws that he grossly overshot. So.
Okay. Caleb, we go to you for quarterback.
All right, I'm going to argue with both of you. I am going to take Mahomes here. Not that I don't think Allen's had a great year and that he's a very good quarterback. I do. And honestly, if we were just thinking, hey, this year, who was the better quarterback? I'd probably take Allen over Mahomes, honestly. But just talking about one matchup in particular, I'm going to take Mahomes. One of the big reasons for it is because I feel like he's got that playoff experience that Allen really doesn't have in this spotlight. I know he's coming off an injury, but also Mahomes is one of those quarterbacks who he's very kind of confident in himself, maybe borderline cocky, and he's got certain swagger about him. And I don't really see that from Allen very much, which isn't a knock on him, but I also think that honestly, the really good quarterbacks in this league are kind of confident and cocky. So, I don't know. Just for this matchup, for this game, I'll take Mahomes.
Oh, okay. Caleb, I remember me and you were talking a couple weeks ago about who is your player that you think is the most fun to watch in the NFL. And I remember you said Fitzmagic, and
Yep,
I believe I said Josh Allen because I love watching Josh Allen play.
Yeah.
Okay, Ryan, you are going to lead off the running back section.
Oh, joy. Oh.
You actually are.
Yep, Chiefs. I just don't think Singletary and they signed to Devonta Freeman. The Chiefs or the Bills really haven't run the ball that much effectively, so I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. If Clyde Edwards-Helaire is healthy, which I'm not a huge fan of him, but I think he's better than Singletary. And then Darrell Williams is pretty good in relief of that, or as a change of pace back. So
Bell may or may not play also.
But he didn't practice, so...
Yeah, he's questionable, just like Helaire is. So if neither of those guys play, you're going to switch to the Bills, right?
If Helaire and Bell are both out, I would probably switch to the Bills at that point. Even though I like Williams. But.
Okay. In this scenario, we'll assume that all of the Chiefs are going to be playing. Caleb, the floor is yours for running backs.
Same stuff as Ryan. He's reading off my paper.
All right.
I'll take the Chiefs.
Okay. I will make it unanimous. I am also going to take the Chiefs. I do want to point out Devonta Freeman is a Bill, but he's still on the practice squad. They have not activated him. So.
What are they doing?
I mean, it's kind of interesting.
Who is their number 2, actually?
It's not Zach Moss now that he's hurt.
Yeah.
Maybe TJ Yeldon is their number 2 now?
Yeah, I mean, Yeldon is on there. I don't have their depth chart pulled up, but...
Okay. We'll assume it's Yeldon. But it's probably going to be Freeman come game time. Okay, so Caleb, you are leading off wide receivers and tight ends.
Okay, so we're doing wide receivers and tight ends in the same section?
Yep, pass catchers.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to go with the Chiefs. Not only for the fact that I think that Kelsey and Hill are just an unstoppable duo, really, but also because the Bills are terrible at covering tight ends. So I expect at least 1 touchdown to Kelsey, probably 2. So.
Okay. Yeah. I will also say the Chiefs. Tyreek Hill, probably a top 3 receiver in the league, and Travis Kelce is he's the unanimous number 1 tight end. Not much more I really want to throw into this one. I think it's the Chiefs. And don't get me wrong, Diggs is great, but he is not Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. That's a great duo. Ryan, we go to you.
So, you guys are both not picking the Bills. Stephon Diggs, John Brown, Cole Beasley. We got Gabriel Davis broke out here. We got Knox doing his thing.
You're forgetting McKenzie.
Yeah, he did a little bit.
3 touchdowns in Week 17.
He's a punt returner, so we'll talk about him on defense.
Ryan, you were forgetting the whale songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm taking the Chiefs, too.
Why do you just like to be difficult? Okay, we are going to go... It goes to me for defense. Honestly, I don't have a ton to throw in this one. Chiefs defense was ranked 16th this year. Bills was ranked 14th, slightly better. Also, the Bills held Lamar Jackson to 3 points last week, and it's Lamar Jackson in the postseason, so take it however you want, but I'm going to take the Bills on this one. Ryan, we go to you for defense.
For defense? Yep, I'm taking the Bills, too. Bills have had a couple more sacks. 6 more sacks on the season. And they have McKenzie for special teams, so I know we don't talk about special teams, but, you know.
Tyreek Hill and Mecole Hardman are punt returners for...
They're not McKenzie.
Okay. Caleb, we go to you for defense.
I will take the Bills. Same reasons as you guys said. I mean, both these defenses are kind of suspect. but I don't know. They're just middle of the pack. So I'll go with the Bills, though.
I'm expecting a decent amount of points to be scored in this game because it's run-of-the-mill defenses. But we'll get to that when we talk score predictions. Ryan goes to you for coaching. You got Sean McDermott. You got Andy Reid.
Ooh. Andy Reid.
All right.
Andy Reid.
Any elaboration or just Andy Reid?
Self-explanatory. Andy Reid.
All right,
He's
Caleb.
got the mustache to support, my pick. So, yep.
He kind of looks like a walrus.
He does. He does.
All right. Caleb, we go to you.
So I will actually take Sean McDermott in this one. Not that I don't think Andy Reid. Not that I don't think Andy Reid's a good coach, but just watching what McDermott has done with a team that I think is less talented. They're a very good team, but they're less talented than the Chiefs. But what he's done with Allen's production and just kind of his evolution as he goes, man, I'm a fan of him. I think he should be in consideration for Coach of the Year for sure. So,
yeah, I could see that. I have been rolling with Sean McDermott throughout most of the playoffs. I think I've taken him every Bills game.
Well, you're building to something.
But I'm not going to take him this week. Caleb, I agree with your points, but Andy Reid is one of the greatest offensive minds of the 21st century, so I have to roll with Andy Reid on this one.
That's fair. It's close.
It is very close. I'll say it's probably the closest coaching matchup I've seen so far this year.
So if I say it's far apart, we will lose all credibility?
Yeah, so don't say that.
Okay.
I'll have to bleep it out.
I'll keep my mouth shut.
Okay, so the Bills won 3 out of those 5 categories. We're going to do a score prediction now. It's tough to come up with this one. I am going to say 31-24 in favor of the Chiefs.
How do they always...
We always have to go close, but I actually think this is going to be a close game.
Okay.
Ryan, we go to you.
28-24, Bills.
All right, Caleb?
I'm going to go 21-17 in favor of the Chiefs, the champs.
All right.
Oh,
so
seems a little low, Caleb. Are you sure about that?
I'm pretty sure the first time they met in a week 6, it was not a high-scoring game. So.
Okay.
It was also a very run-heavy game, though.
It was a run-heavy game, and it was a weird game, too. There were a lot of really strange, there were fumbles that went on that were kind of interesting, so.
Well, the weather was really bad, though.
Yeah.
So I think that contributed to the play calls of a lot of runs, but it might rain in this game, by the way. There is a 50% chance of rain in Kansas City on Sunday.
Dude, Josh Allen's got it.
Welcome to the Couch Football Weather Report. Ryan, how's it feel out there?
Well, probably going to be a little nipply, maybe some freezing rain later, but, right now, pretty pleasant.
All right.
Wait, were you talking about here or in Kansas City?
Just wherever. Let's do different locations. What's it like in Miami? Okay, so me and Caleb both took the Chiefs. Ryan, you have the Bills upsetting them, 28-24.
Yeah, I do.
All right.
Let's go.
All right, we'll see. I'm
money where the mouth is.
I'm pulling for the Bills. I'm rooting for them because I think they'd be a really fun team to watch in the Super Bowl. But I'm also a realist, so I'm looking at the Chiefs.
Well, Chiefs are -3.5, so it's pretty close.
Okay.
Nobody's gonna watch the Super Bowl if the Bills are in it.
Dude, everyone's gonna watch Super Bowl because the Bills made it.
We're gonna have a Saints Rams mess up. It's gonna be a missed call, and everyone's gonna blame the refs for keeping the Bills out of the Super Bowl.
Probably.
Yep. All right. Any closing statements on this game?
Both of you are wrong. Bills are gonna win. That's it for me.
My prediction is Cody Parkey somehow hits the upright.
Yeah.
He plays for the Browns.
He's gonna hit the upright.
No. Leave it on. It's a bold call.
It's a bold take. Caleb, are you going to go into FanDuel and put that in? I don't think they'll let you.
I was talking to Caleb Jones this week, and he said he was going to roll with the Browns, and he meant the Bills. But he said he's going to roll with the Browns, and I was like, that is a bold take, my good friend.
Oh, boy. Okay, we will go over to the NFC Championship, which is actually the earlier game. But we've got the Bucs at the Packers. Antonio Brown is officially ruled out with a knee injury. Otherwise, for the Bucs, Antoine Winfield Jr., rookie safety, is questionable. And for the Packers, Kevin King, their cornerback, is questionable. He is actually their only player with an injury designation on their roster. Caleb?
Except for Bakhtiari's, whose is out.
Yeah, he's... Is he on IR? Or is he just out?
I think so.
Okay. Caleb, we will open up to you for anything you want to throw into this game.
So this is the only time that Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers have ever met each other in the postseason.
Imagine
I
that.
don't know if you guys knew that. Yeah.
Considering
So,
Brady was in the
never played
AFC.
Super Bowl together. So, anyway, yeah, I think that, I don't know, it's going to be an interesting game. I feel like I know what the big matchup that's going to determine the game is going to be, and I feel like that's going to be the Green Bay running backs versus the Bucs defensive line on blitzes. Because if you go back and look at their Week 6 game, which, by the way, both these games are rematches from Week 6. You guys know that?
I did not know that one.
I knew that. I just didn't say anything.
Oh, okay.
I have it right
Yeah,
here.
sure. Yeah, sure you did, Ryan.
I didn't. I can send you the file to prove it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, finish typing that up quick. If you look back at the Week 6 matchup, when the blitzes happened, I believe the Packers were sacked 5 times in that game. 3 of those sacks were because they chipped the running backs, and they just bowled right over them. So I feel like that's going to be the matchup to watch. If the Bucs are able to break through and the running backs cannot stop them, I think the Bucs are going to win the game.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that game was interesting. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to throw 1 pick 6 and 1 near pick 6 again. But anything can happen, and the Buccaneers blitz more than any other team in the league. They are also number 1 against the run in the league, so... And Green Bay you actually can run on, so that's going to be an interesting... It's going to be an interesting look. Ryan, anything you want to throw into this game?
So, yeah, Aaron Rodgers. MVP this year, potentially.
Sadly.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's all how you look at it.
Bears fans.
But his worst QB rating was against the Bucs. So on average, he did a lot. Like his rating was like 35, or whatever you call it, rating or QBR, and
it's 2 different scales, but
and on average, he was like I think 120 on the year, somewhere around there. So yeah, I don't expect him to do that bad this week against them. So that being said, and the Packers have had the 9th best defense on the year, regardless of the teams they played. Might have had an easier schedule. They still only allowed so many yards to make them the 9th best. So with a decent defense and Aaron Rodgers and not a lot of people on the injury report, I'm going to take the Packers. Now, Caleb mentioned the running backs, Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams. Bucs, did you mention JPP and Ndamukong Suh?
We didn't.
Both of them did not practice. So if those are 2 massive forces on the defensive line, so
is it veteran rest though?
Yeah, I think they didn't practice 2 days in a row.
Okay, maybe they are hurt. I honestly did not look up the injury report for this game. Probably should have.
Jason Pierre-Paul did not practice all week. Ndamukong Suh, no data for Wednesday, no data for Thursday. Did not practice Friday.
So for Pierre-Paul, it says knee/not injury related. So I think maybe they're just resting him for now.
Okay.
I mean, if they they don't play, it's not that big of a deal. What is it, like 17 less fingers? Not that big of a deal.
Wow. What a thing to say. 17 and a half.
That's just rude.
Give him the nubbin.
Flip it to the other side. Zadarius Smith for the Packers. He's got a thumb injury. He had light practice all week. And Jamal Williams also had light practice all week. Obviously, he's not on defense, but just throwing that out there. Bucs' defense was super impressive against the Saints, honestly. 3 picks. Rude. 3 picks on Drew Brees, and Michael Thomas got shut down. I thought it was pretty impressive. Obviously, the Packers are a whole different animal, so it'll be interesting to look into. All right, should we go ahead and jump into the breakdown?
Yeah, sure. One more thing about the Bucs. In the previous matchup, they only did 300 yards of offense, and their average has been 400 yards of offense, same with the Packers. So I think it was just a bad game for maybe Tom Brady as well. He really wasn't pressured that much, so hopefully the Packers can get to him.
Hopefully the Packers can get to him. Whose side are you on?
I'm picking the Packers to win this game. I made that abundantly clear.
I am too. Okay.
Well, you can't say that before you pick everything. You're supposed to be the voice of reason.
I am not the voice of reason.
Well, fine, then Caleb is.
All right, Caleb, you're the voice of reason. So
I definitely am the voice of reason.
Yeah.
Okay, calm down.
As the voice of reason, since we're in the breakdown category, Caleb, you want to lead us off with quarterback position?
Sure thing. So, both of these quarterbacks had phenomenal years, really. I mean, Brady had 40 touchdowns in the regular season. I think Aaron Rodgers ended with 48. Is that right?
Yep.
48 touchdowns? Yeah. Aaron Rodgers had the better year. One game, in this one game, I'm going to take the GOAT. And it's not who Shannon Sharp says it is.
Wow.
It's Tom Brady. I'll take Mr. Brady. I think he's out to prove the Bill Belichick lovers wrong. And, while I still like Aaron Rodgers, I am not deathly afraid because I'm a Bears fan and I hope they lose. But doesn't this feel eerily similar to last year when the 49ers blew them out, and then the next playoff game happened, and then they blew them out again?
Oh, quit living in the past, Caleb.
Maybe. I would like to point out the Couch Football Podcast does not condone Caleb's opinion, and it does not represent us as football fans.
I'm just saying. It feels eerily similar to me. So I'm going to take Tom Brady. I think that the dude played in how many Super Bowls? More Super Bowls than
9.
non-Super Bowls? 9 Super Bowls?
9 Super Bowls.
Look, as good as Aaron Rodgers is, he does not have the best postseason record. That is not deniable. He does not have the best postseason record. So
he doesn't have the worst.
Yeah,
that is accurate.
He doesn't have the worst. That belongs to Trubisky.
Okay. We will go to me, and I will say...
Okay.
Well, it's this order. I will say, Tom Brady in the playoffs is great, and I'm pulling for him because I'm a Bears fan, but I think it's ridiculous to not say Aaron Rodgers. He is most likely the MVP, and yes, he's not great in the postseason. But this is his first home conference championship ever, and they did pretty well against the Rams. Granted, Aaron Donald barely played, but I'm going to take Aaron Rodgers on this one. All right, Ryan, go to you.
I have already made it clear. I'm going Aaron Rodgers all the way. MVP season. Yeah.
Okay.
One thing I'd like to point out. I don't remember the exact stat, but Tom Brady. I read it this morning. I think he's 9-1 against Mike Pettin defenses.
Football loves their extraneous stats, Caleb.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Well, hold on. How many touchdowns is he throwing on Thursdays in December?
That's a good point.
All right.
Well, it's applicable. Mike Pettin is their defensive coordinator.
you were just throwing that out there?
Yeah. Oh, Tom Brady is 9-1 against, I don't know, Ryan Tannehill. Yeah.
All right.
Interesting. Okay, thanks, Caleb.
All right. I will go ahead and go into the running back section, and I'm going to take Rojo and Leonard Fournette.
You would.
Okay, here's the thing.
You would.
Okay,
No.
I love Rojo.
No, give your reasons, but...
I love Rojo. He did well for me in fantasy. He was a draft steal. But he didn't show up when I needed him to in the playoffs.
So, why are you picking him here?
Because I'm not looking at this as a fantasy fan, okay?
What?
I'm looking at the matchup, and the fact is the Packers are easy to run on, and the Bucs are the number one rushing defense. So I'm going to take them over Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams, who is on the injury report. So I am going with the Bucs on running game. Ryan, we go to you.
Yeah, Green Bay again has this.
You're going to take them for every category, aren't you?
No. But, yeah. Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams. Probably the best running back tandem in football right now.
Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt.
Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt.
Hey, are they playing? Are they playing right now? I didn't think so.
That doesn't mean anything. You're talking about running back duos.
Yeah. Hey. Nick Chubb is just phenomenal.
Are you wearing a Packers shirt underneath your hoodie?
Ryan, are you saying Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams are the best running back duo playing at 2 p.m. on Sunday?
No, I'm saying they're the best running back duo playing at 2:05 p.m. on Sunday.
And
there you go.
Caleb, the Japanese league has a game at 2:05 on Sunday.
Did you watch the John Boy
I
meeting?
did watch the John Boy meeting.
You're like me. You missed this when you were watching live.
All right.
Anywho.
Caleb, we go to you for running backs.
Oh, okay. I guess I don't need to defend myself then. Nope. Caleb,
Well, you don't. You don't, because I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to say Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams.
Yeah.
I do really like Rojo and Fournette. Rojo more than Fournette, but I just think Aaron Jones is the best running back left in the playoffs, in my opinion. So I'm going to go with him. Hey, one thing I wanted to clarify quick. My stat was wrong. It was not 9-1. It was 10-3. So 10-3 against Penn-led defense is still pretty good.
You lost your credibility. He's lost 2 more games than you said.
he has some credibility. He agreed
too,
with me. So.
Yeah. Well, you said that the best duo in football is Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams.
Potentially the best duo.
Which is just laughable. I do want to point out both of them are pending free agents going into this offseason. That'll be interesting to see what the Packers' backfield looks like next year.
You got to sign Jones. You got to give him that money.
All right. Ryan, we go to you for wide receivers and tight ends.
Yes. I've not thought about this at all. But I'm going to go with... I love Tunyon, but the Bucs.
All right.
Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and actually Cameron Brate. I mean, Gronk's good, but Cameron Brate's been showing up here in the last couple games with TDs and yards, so I'm going to go with them. I do have a soft spot for Tunyon, and Devonta Adams is probably the best receiver in football this year.
Probably.
Well, I mean, he was the best in fantasy. I don't know overall if you guys want to pick him or Hill or Hopkins or Diggs but yeah. So even with that, I think Tampa Bay has more weapons than Green Bay.
Okay. Caleb, we go to you for pass catchers.
Yep, even with Antonio Brown out, I'll take Tampa Bay. Even though I have been convinced, Luke, I do think that Adams is the best wide receiver in the NFL after the Michael Thomas no-show last Sunday.
Yeah, in your face, Ryan.
So I'm going to take Adams
What?
as the best. But I'm going to say Tampa Bay. I do think that Antonio Brown being out is going to hurt them a little bit down the field. I know they're going to play Scotty Miller more, but
Scooter?
Antonio Brown, yeah, that's right. But Antonio Brown, I mean, he kind of a sneaky good play to get down the field, and I don't know. It's not. We'll see what happens, but I think that's definitely going to hurt him down the field.
Okay. We go to me for wide receivers and tight ends. I am going to make it unanimous. I'm going to go with the Bucs. Pretty much the same reasons that you guys said. It's that that depth that they have, even without Antonio Brown. I mean, Scotty Miller's looked fine, and I think he'll be a worthy replacement. And Antonio Brown, honestly, just kind of, he's a great player, but he kind of hurt them in some of the games that he showed up in. Like, they played the Saints the first time that Antonio Brown played for the Bucs was against the Saints, and it was Tom Brady's career worst game. Arguably, it's because he was trying to force feed the ball to Antonio Brown. So, I am taking the Bucs.
My opinion on that, I actually think that was Bruce Arians' fault, though, because he, in my opinion, he played Antonio Brown too much off a short week of practice. So, yeah, that's my opinion.
Okay. So, we are unanimous. The Bucs get pass catchers. Who called that one first? Was that Caleb? Was that you?
I called it.
No,
first.
Ryan did.
Okay, Caleb, we go to you for defense then.
Yeah, so defense, I'll take the Bucs. I think that front seven is fierce. I think it is the number one in football. They're a very good defense. I think Green Bay's defense is a lot better than Aaron Rodgers has had in a while. But I still think, just looking at the two defensive units, I'd rather have the Bucs on my team. So I'll go with them.
Okay, I am also going to take the Buccaneers. It is close in ranking, though. It is 6-9. So the Buccaneers are the 6th ranked defense. Buccaneers are 9, or Packers are 9. Man, I've been messing up names. I think it's very close, but I think it's the vulnerability in the run game that really dings the Packers on this one. Ryan, we will go to you for defense.
Yep, Bucs. They finished the season rather well, and they've been good in the playoffs, so you'd be irresponsible not to pick them here. Although, as Caleb said, the Packers have been pretty good, so look to have Tom Brady sacked maybe once or twice. Let's see how he plays then. Freaking TB12.
For what it's worth, Tom Brady was not sacked in their Week 6 matchup.
Yeah, so he just wasn't scared. They get out, first quarter, get an early sack. He's going to be on his toes the whole game. Packers.
Whose fan are you?
Packers. I am a fan of the NFC North.
That's not how that works.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Lions or the Vikings. Not really of the Packers, but they're the only NFC North team left, so what can I do?
All right, we go to coaching. For what it's worth, I think the Bucs were unanimous. And, yeah, okay. So we'll go to coaching, which would be my pick, but I am going to punt it to Ryan.
Ooh, can I punt it then to Caleb?
Nope. Matt LaFleur and Bruce Arians.
Dang it.
Caleb started the last one.
I am going to pick Matt LaFleur. Packers!
Did you pick the... Okay, so defense, and you barely picked the Buccaneers in the wide receivers and tight ends section.
Yeah, dude, the Packers have got their number this time around. But so Matt LaFleur's offense has scored more points on the opening drives than any other team.
That's such an irrelevant stat.
So what I'm saying with that is
They gain momentum?
Exactly.
Okay.
If you're just gonna say what I'm gonna say, then
It's not about how you start, though.
Matt LaFleur.
It's not about how you start. It's about how you finish. And Tom Brady is one of the best closers in the league. Caleb, we go to you for coaching.
This is a tough one, namely because I don't actually know how good of a coach Matt LaFleur is. Not to say that he's a bad coach. It's really hard to tell when he's got a Hall of Fame quarterback as his quarterback, It's just hard to tell. So, granted, Bruce Arians is the same way. I've seen Bruce Arians. I've seen Bruce Arians with not Hall of Fame quarterbacks as his quarterback, and they still did pretty well. So I will take him in this category.
I am actually going to go with the Buccaneers on this one. It's extremely close. I'll say that much. And and it's the same reason for Caleb that Caleb had. It's the fact that LaFleur has not been a head coach without Aaron Rodgers yet. So I don't know how much I trust him. And Bruce Arians was able to take like the Cardinals with Carson Palmer to the playoffs before, and Carson Palmer is a pretty run-of-the-mill quarterback. So I am taking the Buccaneers on this one.
Granted, by the way, Ryan, I feel the same way about Mike McCarthy. So, I'm sorry, but is he a great coach? Because the Cowboys could not win their awful, awful division.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they had a couple more things going with them, against them.
I get that Dak got hurt, but still.
Yeah, they sucked. Okay, so the Buccaneers actually won 3 out of the 5 categories, but I think we can all agree that a lot of those categories are very close. So we will jump into score prediction, and Ryan, you want to start it off?
Oh, I get to start it off now? Okay.
We can do that, or Caleb.
27-17! Packers! Crosby's going to kick 2 field goals and all the extra points, so...
Okay. You have Tom Brady losing by 2 scores in the playoffs?
Yeah.
All right.
I think he's going to suck.
Okay. We'll
I'm not betting on it, but I am calling him, too.
Do I need to pull a Skip Bayless? There is one man in pro sports that I do not bet against. All right, Caleb, we go to you for score prediction.
So, I am actually going to say it's going to be 31-17. Green Bay.
Say 30, you know. Mason Crosby, 3 field goals.
Oh, 31-17.
All right. We go to me, and I'm going to make it unanimous for the Packers. But I have it more high scoring. I have it 35-31, and I have Tom Brady. I have it ending on Tom Brady trying to throw a Hail Mary, and it gets batted down. So that's mine. That's my take.
Don't get me wrong. I would love to have the Buccaneers win this game and have a home Super Bowl, which would be amazing. But I just feel like I just feel like the Packers are just a different team than they were in Week 6, and that's just going to be really hard for the Bucs to overcome it. Plus, they're playing at home, so that's going to be hard.
It's going to be cold.
All right. That's going to pretty much do it for this game, unless you guys have anything else you want to throw in.
No.
Caleb?
I don't think so.
Well, what's Blair's opinion? Does he want to weigh in on the games?
Blair is around here somewhere, but I can't find him, so I'll tell you his opinion. His opinion is start... Who did he even start who won? I don't remember.
What? Oh,
I'm not in the league.
Yeah. I don't know. Start his players. You'll win. Apparently.
All right. He's Blair Smith, and he approves that message.
Oh, it was David Montgomery. That's who he started. He had David Montgomery and Allen Robinson.
Oh, why wouldn't you start David Montgomery? He looked great in the last couple games of the season.
Luke, I feel like we need a cutaway of Frank and Mac being like, when would you not start David Montgomery? And then Frank's like, I would always start David Montgomery.
I would always start David Montgomery.
All right, we could go for that. Now that we've got that out of the way, and we're wrapping this all up, time to get back to the important questions, which was cashews versus almonds. Ryan.
Well, it depends. I've used almonds more in cooking. I mean, they're great. You can crush them up. You can get sliced almonds. Great topping. You can put it on salads, right? I mean, it goes in so many dishes. So I would probably do almonds.
All right. Caleb, you gonna debate him on this one?
Please. I'm gonna say the cash money. The cash shoes.
They cost a lot of money.
Okay. All right, so that's gonna do it for this episode of Between the Cushions. Thanks for joining us on Couch Football. Ryan, you want to send us off?
May all old acquaintance be forgot, and I forgot the words.
All right, thanks, Caleb, for joining us remotely.
Yeah. Can I say one thing quick?
Yep.
Can we officially change the name of the Green Bay Packers to the Screen Bay Packers after this game? Because it's going to be all screen passes.
We'll open it for discussion.
Good old Screen Bay.
All right. Thanks for listening.